From the 22 News Plus studio, this is 22 News in Focus with Patrick Berry.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of InFocus. I am your host, Patrick Berry. We are here in the 22 News Plus studios, and it has been quite a year for 22 News WWLP, and I am so very fortunate to be joined today by our Vice President and General Manager, Bob Simone. Bob, thank you for giving me some of your time. You're a busy gentleman trying to run a TV station, so I appreciate you coming in and giving me some of your time.
Oh, it's a pleasure. A pleasure.
It has been a busy year.
Quite a bit today.
Exactly. But it's been a busy year for 22 News.
It has been. And the reason I mention it is we had our State of the Station meeting this morning, and we have one at 10 and then one at 3 o'clock. So we make sure that, because we are shift workers,
Cover everybody.
all of our employees get to see the presentation and get to share in the excitement that we've had here. And we do, donuts and beverages and snacks and whatever. So it's a nice day.
And it gets everybody together. We don't always get that opportunity to, commingle with the newsroom, production staff. You might work in your own little world, but this is a great opportunity for people across departments, because we're 2 floors here, to see everybody.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And we do, we have one, when Bill Pepin built this station, he did the right thing. We have one break room.
Right.
So salespeople go there. People from news go there. Production people go there. So there is a little bit of commingling. But this is an opportunity for everybody to get in the same room. And it's great to see. We had probably 60 people this morning. We'll have another 25 or so this evening. But it's great to see everybody together.
And you're constantly out and about through the building, but this, you're saying hello and checking in with everybody. But this also gives people an opportunity to hear the bigger picture of what's going on with our TV station, ask you questions, in a formal environment. So it's, while you're out and about normally, this is good for you as well, and the rest of the management team to have everybody in the same room.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's one of my mentors as a manager taught me a thing called MBWA, which is management by walking around.
Mm-hmm.
And I do that. I'm out on the floor quite often during the day, and I try to know every one of the employees and whatever. Right. And I do a weekly newsletter also that comes out on Friday that I encourage everybody to read.
Right.
Sometimes not everybody reads it.
It's employees only, but
right, exactly. It goes internally, and we talk about things that happened. And boy, has it been a year.
It has been a year. And I want to get into that because it has been a very good year for those of us as employees, and for those of you who are viewers in the greater Springfield television market. Without further ado, Bob, let's get into some of these things.
Sure. So we started off 2025 with we have many events that are specific to WWLP that have been traditionally in place for many years, and we've perpetuated them. Last time I was here, I talked about Bill Putnam, then Bill Pepin, and we all have the same philosophy, and we've tried to perpetuate that. And the first one is the St. Patrick's Parade. And actually, the St. Patrick's Parade was first broadcast in the first year of this TV station's inception.
Really?
In 1953.
I didn't know that.
Yes. So it was a big deal. And we do the St. Patrick's Parade, and we're very much immersed in it. We've got crews obviously in the field doing the broadcast.
Right.
We march in the parade, so a lot of our talent is marching in the parade. And then we have, of course, people back here at the station in the studio who are controlling the commercials and whatever. And we have a lot of fun, particularly the marchers, because there's 200,000 people on the parade route, and everybody knows Sierra, and everybody knows Patrick Berry, and everybody knows Brian Lapis. And you can't believe how many times you hear, Brian, you're responsible for it could be raining, and Brian's responsible for
of course.
Like a beautiful day like we had last year where it was cold. And why did you make it so cold, Brian?
I know. But it is a great opportunity for us, too, as some of the on-air, recognizable faces, to get out and say hello to people and answer questions and so forth.
Yep. And then the second thing that we do as a group, as a team here, is we're partners with the Spirit of Springfield, with Judy Matt and the Spirit of Springfield. As a matter of fact, Bill Pepin was one of the founders of the Spirit of Springfield with Judy.
Was he? I didn't know that.
And so one of their biggest events is, of course, the pancake breakfast. And we have a booth at the pancake breakfast where we hand out logo items and some WWLP and the CW things. And we have a wheel you can spin and win prizes and whatever. And our line at our booth is the longest line, with the exception of the line for the pancakes.
Right.
So a lot of people like it. And of course, staff contributes. You see in those pictures, there's people from sales, people from production. Yeah. And so that's our second big event. And then the third one is our Founders Day. This was not something that originated here. The CEO, chairman, and founder of our company, Perry Sook, started this. And it's the day that the company was founded, where he signed the bill to start the TV station group. And so each one of the stations in the 118 markets that are next to our stations has a day where employees basically get paid to do community service.
So give back to the community.
Exactly. And so the company is donating the money, but the employees are also donating their time. A lot of employees do it for free. I mean, they're not getting paid.
And it's the Founders Day of Caring, where we care about our local markets and our local communities. So we do give back.
Right. Which we do with a lot of events and things, as you'll see. But this one in particular, we actually do things just us, just our team here.
What are some of the things we've done over the past few years?
Things like we helped paint the Ronald McDonald House. We've cleaned up parks. One year we cleaned up 3 parks, Robinson State Park, Park in Westfield, and then Forest Park. We go out and pick up trash or whatever. Those are great things. And we, as a station, talked about, well, what can we do different that will impact more people?
Right.
It's important to pick up a park.
Right.
So what we decided on 2 years ago was we would address people who need food. Food insecurity is a big issue in our market. So we make 2,022 sandwiches for 3 organizations in our market, 3 food banks in our market. And the sandwiches feed 500 people.
Wow.
So I think as a station, and again, I credit the management team and our employees for saying, hey, we should do something that benefits more people.
Right.
And so this was a great idea.
Fantastic. Yeah. We are doing a lot of community service here, but we are also up on our first commercial break. We'll be right back after this, so stay with us.
This is 22 News in Focus with Patrick Berry. This is 22 News in Focus with Patrick Berry.
Welcome back, everyone, to this edition of In Focus. Across the desk from me today is our Vice President and General Manager, Bob Simone. Bob, thanks again for joining me. The first part of this conversation, we talked about a lot of the community service that WWLP 22 News does in the community. And you thought we were done, but we are not. There is still more. And these are a couple of really important things, Bob. Clear the shelters and Remarkable Women. Tell me about them.
Well, in addition to the things we do as a station where everybody participates, all the different departments, many of our staff are on boards or serve in charitable organizations. Our on-camera people go out and MC events. They do fundraisers, and these are just a couple of them. I mean, the picture in the top left, there's salespeople in there and the buddies.
Right.
So you've got 2 departments who attended that event. We also do Remarkable Women, which we just kicked off. Last year we had over 450 people nominated for our Remarkable Women. 1 person wins, and that person goes to Nashville for a company-wide celebration, and it's way over the top. It's one of the most fun things to do. And then we do Clear the Shelters and other things, like you can see Sarah emceed the NAACP Awards, and like on the next slide, you've got Julia emceed an event at Symphony Hall. Sierra has her own her own charity that she runs in her father's name. Her father is recently deceased. There's Nick, emceeing an event, and Chris Bazakis, our morning weather person, has been going to a lot of schools,
right?
Because kids love weather, and Chris loves to talk weather, so he's been going to schools, and then you can see the list of things that we do as a station,
and quite frankly, that's just a partial list, because there's just so many things that we as individuals do. I know I do a number of things, a number of the other. Whether we're on air or you recognize us or not, many members of our building do things on the side. It's just unsung heroes, for lack of a better description.
Yeah, it's a great group of people. Really, people who really are dedicated to Western Mass and creating a great environment for Western Mass. So that's terrific.
And then one that's a little close to my heart is a change in my old show, Mass Appeal.
Yes. Patrick left to do the show, and then Kayla, who was Patrick's co-host, went off to Boston. So we brought in Priscilla, who's been in this market for many years,
right,
and is an established journalist. And then Megan, who comes from Eastern Massachusetts, but she's a Massachusetts native, to host the show. And the other lady there is Allison, and we promoted her to senior producer. She was producer. She runs the show now.
Exactly.
And we also changed the graphics and the look of the show. And this is a really important show for us because it's a showcase for community events and community things that are not serious enough to be like on the news or on InFocus. But they need exposure. We also highlight businesses, institutions, and people on this show. And we do a cooking segment.
We do cooking, exercise.
You did it for 3 years.
It was a lot of fun, I will say. And it's a fast-paced environment. Figure in an hour, you're interviewing somewhere between 6 and 8 people. So it's boom, boom, boom. Now I have the luxury of sitting with somebody for half an hour.
Exactly.
The next item is right here on the screen. It's what we're doing right now, Bob.
Yes, and we talked about this in our last discussion about a month ago, but we launched our Plus channel. That was another big event for this TV station this year. And there's Ryan, Bella, and Max painting this room basically, and you can see some of the pictures of us setting this up and creating a studio for not only your show, but when you go to the next page, we have a show in the morning called Off the Desk with our morning anchors, Julia and Kaylee, and Chris Bazakis joins them sometimes. And plus they have other guests. And they just talk about pop culture, what they've done over the weekend, fascinating
announcing
stories.
that Kaylee's pregnant.
I know, which is a shock.
Yeah.
She actually announced it on the show to her co-anchors. And it's great TV.
It is.
It's great TV. And our second show is Simply Cinema with Dustin and Max, talk about movies. They show trailers. I'm sorry, you.
No, and I want to interrupt because this is a telltale sign of the dedication of the employees of this building. So that picture on the bottom left is Dustin is on the left, Max is on the right. They do the movie show. But I'm going to go back a slide. That's Max on the top right in a suit painting this room.
That's right.
So the people here in the building, we do a lot of different things because we want to see the success of the TV station.
There's a lot of investment in this station because it's an institution and people grew up with it and they really feel passionate about it.
Right.
And, look, not everybody, but most people feel a pride about where they work. We feel it's a little bit of a badge of honor to work for 22 News.
Right.
Been here for 73 years. The things that we do are important. Yeah, we have a little showbiz because people, we have anchors and whatever, but yeah, it's an important part of the community, and our people, our staff is dedicated to that also.
And then a little self-promotion for me.
There you go. InFocus, which is InFocus is an important show beyond our Plus channel,
right?
Because it's our way of talking about serious topics in a long form. It runs on WWLP on noon on Sunday. It's kind of the best of. So you do an hour a day, half-hour segments, and then we take the 2 best of and we put them on the weekend. So, and then we just launched the Sports Corner, which again, these are people who work here.
Right.
Tyrell is an account executive.
Exactly.
So,
and Nick Antonakis, he was a guest on that show, but this is who the three hosts are pulling in, whoever knows a lot about sports.
Right, exactly. And I will tease that we have a new show that's going to be launched in a couple of weeks, which is going to be done by our weather team.
Oh, fantastic!
So that'll be on our Plus app. It's a 1-hour show, and it's going to be refreshed daily, and it'll be done by. We have a 4-person staff, meteorologist staff. Right. All are meteorologists. They all have degrees, and they're going to do a show called The Weather Blast.
Cool.
So yeah,
that'll be fun.
Yep.
And again, 22 News Plus app currently available on your smart TV, whether it's Apple TV, Roku, or I said Apple, Amazon, Fire Stick, or Roku.
Right.
But download it now, folks. We're up on our second commercial break. We'll be right back with more after this.
This is 22 News in Focus with Patrick Berry. This is 22 News in Focus with Patrick Berry.
Welcome back, everyone, to this edition of In Focus. I am your host, Patrick Berry. We're here in the 22 News Plus studio. Across the desk from me today is our Vice President and General Manager, Bob Simone. Bob, thank you again for joining me. Mm-hmm. Today, we've talked a lot about really 2025, a year in review as we stand for 22 News, a number of the things that we do for our community, a number of the things both behind the scenes and in front of the scenes, the things that the staff is involved in, the launch of 22 News Plus. Probably the biggest thing this station does each year is Toys for Tots. It is enormous. I don't think people understand just how big it is here at the station, but how important it is to the community.
Yeah, it's this Toys for Tots it launched actually in '97 here. So Bill Pepin was the one who launched it. It's in conjunction with the Marine Corps. Mm-hmm. It's done at a number of locations throughout Western Massachusetts, but the difference between what 22 News does is amazing. And I was kind of floored. I'm from here. It left, and it wasn't around when I was here. But when I came back, they said, we're doing Toys for Tots. And I said, oh, that's great. I figured it'd be a bunch of toys. It's overwhelming, the number of toys.
Exactly.
So there's, if you look at our lobby,
this is from last year.
This is from last year.
These are just a couple of, and it lines the hallways. That's how many toys we get. And the funny thing is, what I don't think a lot of people realize is the Marine Corps comes a couple of times, they clean the lobby out, and then it just gets restocked again by the generosity of our community.
I think there's a picture of our lobby right now.
Right there.
Okay, so
that's what it looks like now, empty.
Right. And then the next picture that's one batch of toys that gets, and the Marines came twice last year.
Yeah.
So, it's overwhelming, and it's not, the TV station provides the resources, the promotion, but it's the generosity of our viewers that is just amazing. Right. People are very giving, and this community is a very giving community, and just the response. I mean, that's amazing.
That's like every kid's dream on Christmas morning. But.
Well, the kids who come in here their eyes are wide, and parents bring their children.
Yep.
And people have come for years and years. Right. Kids are coming here who came as kids to make a donation. It's a wonderful thing that the community does.
During my time in Mass Appeal, I was lucky enough that each morning during the Toys for Tots period, we would host and open the show live from the lobby. And it was funny to see, day one, there's a few gifts out there. But by the end, again, it looks like that. It's overwhelming.
You can barely walk through our lobby. And this is after they've come and picked up toys.
Right.
Now, if you hear this, don't say, well, they've got enough toys, they don't need me. That's not true. Every toy counts. In 2023, we supported nearly 37,000 children in our area.
Wow.
Last year, we surpassed it. We filled 9 box trucks and 7 deuce and a halves, if you know what it is.
Right.
If I was in the Army, if deuce and a half is a 2.5 ton truck, it's a huge truck. Just with bicycle, we filled 3 of those. So yes, we need everybody. We need everybody in our community to continue this wonderful effort.
And it's interesting because it looks like a lot of toys, and it is a lot of toys, but there are so many families in our area that don't have the ability to spoil their kids on Christmas morning. And those toys that are donated by all of our viewers really make a fun Christmas morning.
Yes. And you, again, for people who are watching this is an important thing for Western Massachusetts that the Marine Corps does, because we collect the toys, but then the Marines have to take them and distribute them. They go to churches, they go to worthy organizations, boys and girls clubs, people who don't have anything. And the generosity of the audience helps fulfill wishes and dreams for children. And we do stories, follow-up stories of some of the kids who get these toys. I mean, they break your heart. Yeah. They break your heart. These kids have practically nothing. Right. So please, I would say, please, if you can find it in your heart and you can do something for the community, stop by. You might run in. Sierra might be out. Yeah. We do. Our on-air people are in the lobby, working in the lobby. They're not there all the time, but they're there a lot. We do sometimes video people who come in just to get comments from them. Yeah. So, come by the station. You can see on the calendar here, it's going to start Monday.
Monday, December 17th. Yep, December 17th. It's interesting because a lot of people will question, why does it end on December 8th? Christmas is until the 25th. But you brought up a very good point. I mean, not only the quantity of toys that are in this location, which I think we're the largest drop-off spot in Western Mass. Yeah. So, but there are other locations, and the Marine Corps need to distribute it to the agencies that are on the ground with the families that need them. So there's that 2-week lag where they have to calculate everything, separate everything by gender and age group, and then distribute them to the agencies. The agencies then need to get them to the people. So that's why there's that gap.
Right. Exactly. So, you're out shopping on Black Friday, pick something up for a needy child.
Right. New, unused, unwrapped.
New, unwrapped. Right. No, don't bring something, that's been used or whatever.
Right.
And it's any age group. It's toddlers all the way up to teenagers. We have boxes filled with sporting items, balls, gloves, whatever, for kids.
One of the things I learned over my years through Mass Appeal, because you brought up a very good point. We would interview the agencies that are on the ground with the distribution. The teenagers were the ones that were always sort of like left behind. So remember the teenagers out there. The
bicycles,
the tweens,
right? Bicycles, bicycle hats, any kind of electronic games. Kids, that group loves the electronic games and anything that has to do with outdoor activities.
Exactly.
And sporting events and things like that.
Get
Those
the
are
kids
great
active
gifts for teens. So yeah.
Fantastic. Bob, I want to thank you so very much for giving me some of your time today. This has been a wonderful discussion. Even though I work here, it's good to hear about all the great things that my coworkers are doing throughout the year and how we're serving our community.
Well, it was great to be here.
Thanks again. See you.
Okay.
This is 22 News in Focus with Patrick Berry.